All right, guys, we are starting off hot today.
Hot.
Hot.
Oh boy.
Hot off the presses
Hot.
this morning or evening or 2 a.m. whenever you're listening to
We
this.
don't know.
We are starting with an email.
An
Yay!
One of the dozens that we had to sift through. Some of them, we
We have
throw
so
aside because
many
they're just
emails.
not, not quite it. But this one was it. So,
Mhm.
this one is mysterious.
It is mysterious.
This one raised the hairs on my neck a little bit. I'll be
Oh my
honest.
gosh.
It is called. So it is the subject is thank you / advice please
Okay.
Which we love.
Which we
love
love
both of those.
from the sender Jane Doe.
Oh my gosh, Jane
Who are you,
Doe.
Jane?
Who are you?
So an anonymous email.
Scary.
I'm just gonna go ahead and say, just who are you?
Who are you, Jane?
Who are you, Jane?
Jane Doe. Show
Why you
yourself.
make a new email for this?
Who are you,
Email us.
Jane?
Mare got scared,
So,
to be honest.
speaking of Jane, though, do you remember how my cousin Victoria, her middle name is Jane?
Oh yeah, we
Do you guys
remember.
remember
Yeah,
that?
Oh,
for
yes.
sure.
Okay.
Yeah,
Jane,
yeah.
yeah.
Duh.
And like, oh, you don't follow me on Instagram? Like, remember you said that, Kira?
I do.
She texted me and she wants you to know that she does follow you on Instagram.
Oh no! Oh no! Wait, I'm the worst. I'm the worst. That's so. I'm so sorry.
Actually,
to
when you said that, I was like, I bet she does. Because
Wait.
why on earth would she follow me and not you?
The
I
thing is that I
know.
don't even have like that many followers. So like that's actually really funny. It's not even like I have tens of thousands.
love that.
It's like 800.
I thought
I'm
that
so
was really
sorry.
funny.
And thank you for following along this journey of life.
Oh my God.
Because I'm so sorry.
And we would say that also to the sender of this email, but we don't
Correct.
know if
We
you
don't
are
know
or not.
ya.
So because we don't know you. So
We don't know
Correct.
you, Jane.
So okay, but I'm just gonna go ahead and gloss over that fact and just read the email. So here we
Okay.
go. Hello, ladies.
Hi.
It really has been forever since I've seen you all. We were all at school together at Heston. Go Larks.
Mysterious.
Okay.
I know.
Okay,
I
so
wanna
that
be able
narrows
to
the
picture you.
that narrows the pool down to like
400
400
people.
Yes.
I'm guessing it's a girl.
I would.
So I
think
think
maybe.
that
Okay.
eliminates at least 200 people.
On the count of 3, let's all say the name. I'm just kidding.
Stop
Who we think it is.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Then it says, I have so enjoyed listening to the podcast. It's been fun to reminisce when you all talk about college and think back on those good times.
Oh.
It really is a special little place. I've also appreciated getting to know you all better as people. You 3 were always running around and looked like you were having a good time. Thank you all for keeping me company on boring days at work, on walks around town, and when I get into deep cleaning mode.
Which
Thank-
town?
Yeah, right.
That'll
Which-
also help us out.
Which town?
I know. What
what
cleaning?
work?
What clean?
Yeah,
What
yeah,
did
what
we
do you
clean?
mean?
What did
What is the
mean?
inside and also what is the address? Just kidding.
Yes, yes. Thank you for your vulnerability and honesty with each other. You were all great role models for healthy friendships. Okay,
Well,
Sly.
that's
Wait,
really
that's so sweet.
Thanks.
Okay, here's the question.
Okay.
Speaking of friendships, what would your advice be for maintaining old and new friendships? I found that while trying to learn and grow a new friendship that I find myself either feeling bad for not spending as much time with the older friendships I have. Is that just friendships in your late 20s? I feel like you all have a unique situation. While it sucks that you don't live closer to each other, does it also allow you to be free to make and maintain new friendships without maybe feeling too stretched thin socially since you can meet regularly virtually? Looking
Actually,
forward to your
that's-
thoughts and
oh,
opinions.
sorry.
Nope, that's good.
Okay, that's actually so fascinating because I've never once thought about like maintaining friends from where I'm from because I've just never been where I'm from. Like I left like
Same.
pretty much as quick as I could, and then I don't really have like a ton of friends from back home. I have like family and stuff. I have my gnomes, but it's hard to to say to maintain an old friendship because for me personally, I just don't have people from back home that I'm like trying really hard
Besties.
to
Yeah.
Yeah.
get their attention.
Totally.
But now like if I were to let's say we all lived in the same town that we grew up in.
Oh, okay.
And I know. You can do it. You can do it. And we have like, maybe 2 to 3 solid friends from high school, and then we want to expand our horizons. I could see how that could be extremely hard and uncomfortable trying to bring new people into your life while also like telling your friends like I'm trying to make new friends, because that could
Yeah.
feel like really invalidating as a friend to be like, oh, am I not good enough for you? But I don't know. It's hard because I'm not personally in that situation.
Mm.
But I also think it's so good to expand. Like even I feel like if we live by each other, and this is kind of a testament to when we were still in college together, we did our own thing. Like,
I mean, you guys know I talk about it. I had
yeah,
like 6 different friend groups,
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
and like you guys kind of dog on me for it, but I think that's the that's
no,
the like
we
strength
dog
of
on
a
you not inviting us to things.
yeah.
That's what we dog
yeah,
on you
yeah,
for.
yeah. And I think that's the key of like a good solid friendship is like if you guys were insecure in how I felt
Mhm.
about you, you would have been upset about it.
Oh yeah,
You know?
yeah.
I think it's
Yeah.
like if I love someone, I love that they're making connections and growing their
100%.
like they're
Right.
finding other people who love them too and they're feeling
Mhm.
more love and that's what I want for them.
Yes,
Right.
yes.
And it was also like in that scenario, like Case and I didn't play soccer. So it'd be different if we all had the
Sure,
same
yeah.
exact
Oh,
Yes.
totally.
hobbies. The thing that united us was not only our friendship, but choir was like our thing.
Yeah, because
But
we
then
were
we
all
also-
together during it.
Yeah.
Right. But we also had other things we wanted to pursue, and that naturally brought along other friendships. So I think that's just natural. And I do think like the older you get, like you do just realize people grow and change. And like you said, like maybe there's not a lot of like friendships from growing up that you are still connected to, but like I have some like really amazing friends that from middle high school that I'm still connected to. But I do think that maintaining friendships, like especially if you're like long distance, is just something like this is like an easy touch point, obviously.
Mhm.
Like every week we know we have this, which
Right,
is great.
that's why we did this.
Exactly.
So that
like
would
we
stay in
needed
touch,
this and
yes.
we wanted
Exactly.
this.
Because otherwise we
Exactly.
FaceTimed once every other month, and that
Yeah.
was just not
Right.
enough. And it was like
and then
4
it was
hours.
like 4 hours. Yes, and then it was like almost like exhausting because we're like,
Right.
okay, wait, so you said this, and then
Right.
what? And then like, what's going on again?
Wait,
yeah.
when did you go
Right.
to Paris? Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
You had a child?
Yeah.
Just kidding.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
But to that point, what I will say is I have appreciated friendships now in my life, especially those who I met when I was like younger, like maybe like 10 to 20. I'm not the same person that I was back then. And I think you guys would agree. It's like it's helpful to have friendships that don't just put you in the box that of who you were when you
Yes.
met. And I think that
Yes.
is something that I've struggled with for a while because those friendships don't end up working out when they're just like, oh, well, you were just always this way or you were like this. And it's like,
Yes.
well, I've grown, I've changed, I've matured, I've evolved, and I don't want to
Mhm.
be the same person I was when I was obviously in middle school. Like, who wants to go
Yeah.
back to that time? But even in
No.
college, like, sure, we're the same, like, kind of people relatively, but also like we've had other experiences and like your moms now, you're not gonna just look at life the same that you looked at life
Why did
when
I
you were
think you were just about to
21.
make a your mom joke?
I thought you were talking about my mom. Literally.
Wait, what? No, like your mom, like
And
you
then I
are
was like-
moms.
I was like, oh wait.
Sorry,
she's
your
not-
moms. YOU''RE moms.
Why did
Kath,
that
like
catch me
HBD
off guard?
Kath?
I know, like HBD Kath.
HBD Kath.
April
HBD
30th.
Kath.
When your
April
when your
30th?
fine is due, is your fine? Did you pay your
Honestly,
fine?
my fine is like almost due. Like I
Did
like
you pay
actually
it yet?
No.
If
no.
we would have merch, it would
Well-
have April 30 written on it.
Oh my gosh. Well, can you set an alarm to remind me to pay my freaking car fine?
No, you set one.
But like
you're
I
29.
don't
You're
wanna
29 years
do
old.
it,
Set
and
one.
I need to do it. You're right. Fine. Oh, here's the thing about my car. Okay, this is a slight like sidebar, and then we're coming back to it.
Okay.
You know how I have a steering wheel lock for my car
Yeah.
because it got broken into, and if you're new
Yeah.
here, I've had several issues. Well,
She's had several issues throughout her entire life.
Several.
Not just like recently. It's,
No,
it's been an
like ever
ongoing
since the
trend.
beginning of driving
Specifically
time.
car and otherwise.
Correct. Everything.
Yeah.
Well, recently on when Casey and Bryson Mira came to visit North Carolina, which we're going to touch
Mhm.
on in a bit, I was cleaning out my trunk so that like I would have enough room for all their stuff, and it was like kind of sunsetty, and I took everything out, vacuumed it.
Sunsetty.
It was sunsetty, so like it was darker is what I was trying to say, and I did not see it on the ground like when I put everything back in
Okay,
the trunk.
how dark?
Okay, like not that dark.
Like,
and
should
that's
you have been able to
unfortunately-
see it? You're
Correct,
saying it's
yeah.
dark to kind
And
of cover it up. but
Also,
like,
yes.
just tell them what you put on the ground because I think some people might know, but other people might not know what you put on the ground.
Oh, it's like a yellow steering wheel lock that's
so yellow.
like 2 feet.
Like
So
how
it's
yellow would you say? Would
It's
you
not
say
neon yellow, but it's like
but
yellow.
it's not the color of asphalt. Like it's not black.
No, like any normal person would have seen that and been like, "Oh, I left something there." I
Mhm.
didn't. And maybe I was
Mhm.
in a hurry. I don't really have an excuse, but I'm gonna say it's dark. I hop in my car. I'm going to do some errands. I hear a thud thud.
Oh.
And I'm like, what did I run over? And then I like went back up the driveway to be like, okay, what did I hit? Looked back, snapped that thing in half. I ran it over.
That's so
Kira.
funny. Did you take a picture
Um,
of it?
no, and I should have.
You
I think I was
should
just like,
have.
it was one of those things in the moment. I'm like, oh, this is annoying, but I don't have time for this. So I just threw it out and like left. And I was like, okay, I'm just going to have to go back and get another one. So this last Wednesday over lunch break, I had to go to the local police station, pull up and say, hey,
Stop.
can I have
Pull
a
up.
steering wheel lock? And she literally was like, how many? And I should have said two, but I was embarrassed. And I was like, just one is fine. She's like, okay, here. Like I should have had a backup one. I should have had one and then a backup one.
In case
And
you
now I
run it
know.
over again.
Yeah.
In case and that's irrelevant, and that's like one story. Sorry, we're gonna get back
That's
to the
amazing.
friendships. This is my brain right now. The other situation is that I was shopping at Nordstrom Rack, and then
I love Nordstrom Rack.
I love
I
Nordstrom
love
Rack.
Nordstrom
So
Rack.
good.
I
We
like
just got
always
a new one
successful there.
recently, and I'm in there for so long.
So
And I'm
long.
like, I need to
so
leave.
long, and you don't see everything yet. Either.
No, and it's like,
Correct.
oh,
You
You
I
could
didn't
be in
even
there
hit
for
that section.
hours.
Oh
Yeah.
my
Correct.
gosh, yeah.
And then it's like somehow cheaper than what you thought it was gonna be. And I'm
Yeah.
like, this is the best day of my life.
Christmas
I'm gonna
was
go back
brought
for
to us
more.
by Nordstrom Rack this year. Yeah.
Mm.
Bryce's wardrobe is Nordstrom Rack.
Really? What's so good? And they have
100%. It's so good.
the
They have
quality.
everything. They have
They have
literally
everything. I'm just so happy shopping.
Yeah.
Well, I
Anyway,
get in my
sorry.
car and it doesn't
Mhm.
turn over. I hear a click,
Perfect.
click, 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 click. And I'm like, okay. You know where you're just sitting there and you're like, okay, what now, Coco? Her name's Coco. And I'm like, what now?
So Kiki
Chloe,
riding in
get-
Coco.
Oh my gosh. Do what?
Kiki and
Kiki
Coco.
driving Coco.
Yeah. Kiki and Coco. Like
Cute.
Kim and Chloe Kardashian.
Okay. keep
Because we're
going.
bougie girls, except not. We're actually like super broke, but like we want to be bougie. That's why that's her name.
I
Anyways.
can concur. I've seen the car.
You've seen the car. Like, she's nothing great. Like, she does what she needs to do, but like the paint's chipping. She's looking a little rough. She needs a
Yeah.
facelift. Long story short, couldn't figure out what the issue was. Took it to AutoZone. It's not my battery. It's not my starter. It's not my alternator. It's not my engine. And then like ever since then, it's been fine. So I'm like, okay, did you just
Classic.
like
Spent
want attention?
$600 on nothing.
I mean, luckily I didn't have to pay anything.
good.
Luckily,
Good,
someone came to
Kira.
jump it for me, and it worked. But it was annoying, and that's the end of the story. That's my car story update. Along for the journey.
Well, let's go back to the friendship thing.
Yeah,
for a
let's go back to
second,
the friendship.
because
Sorry, that was like the hardest
So,
left. So
I will
friendship.
say this type of a story is really only one a friend could love. You know what I mean? Like,
Yes.
and we appreciate it because we know who Kiera
We know you.
is,
we know your heart.
and we know where
Thank
you're at,
you.
And we know
in life.
Coco's heart.
Thank
we
you.
know
You know her
Coco's
heart
heart.
too. Okay, sorry. Back to friendships. Maintaining
But
friendships.
I think I will say I want to touch on something Meredith said, which is like we cannot be jealous. We have to
Mm.
celebrate each other's successes and victories. And so if all I hear from Kiera in a day is like, I ran over my steering wheel, right? I like cool.
My shirt
Like
is over my mouth.
I can't be like, oh, doesn't she tell me anything else? Like, why doesn't she do like I think some of the best friends you have no idea what they do for their work. You have no idea like the important things they do in the day. You just know about them and you love their character and you love their heart. And that's, I think what's really important at the end of the day. And I would also question and like challenge you if you really love a friend, you're willing to just put in the work. I think sometimes people like think like friendship should come easy, relationship could come easy, but you have to actually like put in some effort and like send a text or like have a phone call. And even if it's 5 minutes, like it doesn't have to be long. I think sometimes people think I've fallen victim to this where I'm like, okay, well, if I'm going to call you, like I want to make sure I spend a significant amount of time on the phone with you. So if I don't have time for that, then I won't call you. And then,
Mhm.
I guess I haven't talked to you in like 5 years.
Yeah.
Which is not right. So a 5-minute phone call, a quick text, doesn't have to be anything crazy, but how bad do you want it? And if you want it, then go get it.
Come and get it. Na
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 na na na na na.
When you're okay. This is one thing I will say as well. I have learned too later on in life with friendships, my friends can become also good friends. Like I think if you
Mm.
are the common ground, you obviously like these people for a reason. And so the amount of times I've been like, I don't know if they're gonna mesh or if it's gonna like vibe well, and I have like some kind of a Galentine's or party or even birthday party. Sometimes I get like anxious of like, are they gonna all mesh? 9.9 times out of 10, like they have something to talk about. Why are you
Yeah.
like, I'm crazy.
And that's what I should have told college
Yeah.
Meredith. I
The
wish
thing is-
college Meredith would have known that.
You thought we were all gonna
but
be
she
like
was
so different
scared.
or something. I don't know.
I think, yeah,
I
I think I
know.
thought that you guys were all gonna hate each other and then
Hate
be like,
you.
why are you friends with them?
And then
I
we'd,
would
like,
have to
Oh.
choose.
We'd tug on one arm and they'd tug on the other and be like, we want Meredith.
You
no,
you
we
stop.
want Meredith.
I know her better.
No,
I'm
not
better
like that.
friends.
You don't even understand. I know her.
Gosh,
Uh,
I hate those stories
yeah.
from like bachelorettes that they're like, I know the bride better. I'm like
Ugh.
her best friend. It's like, let's
Gross.
just chill. We
I
can
love
all be
Gross.
friends.
Yeah.
We don't. It doesn't have
Gross.
to be a competition.
I think that, yeah, just it doesn't have to be a competition. Like, love your people. Like, truly, if you
Yeah.
love them, you want them to be successful. And like, I love that you guys have friends, because why would I want you to just sit at home and not have any friends because I only want you to be friends with me?
Now,
Ew.
I did get upset when I found out that Casey had another friend named Meredith. That was not okay. I'm the only
and
Meredith
spelled
allowed.
spelled it the same way.
Yeah.
That was
Ooh.
tough for you for a little
However,
bit.
Was it-
I'll let it slide because I love ya. Ho. You
I
broad.
thought you were working on your cussing.
Ho is fine.
Is ho
Ho's
cussing?
allowed.
Okay.
Ho's allowed.
Ho's allowed. Okay, sorry.
Yeah, I
sorry.
said it from the pulpit today, so it's allowed. I said it in church.
You didn't.
Wait, you did
No,
you?
I'm just
Oh, I was like, wait, were you preaching?
I was like, did
Mary's
you
like,
get
I
talked
am the
to?
pastor. You didn't know that?
Turn,
Oh, that's
turn
funny.
to first ho 69.
Oh my gosh. You're the worst.
Meredith.
You're
That's
the worst.
bad.
I'm sorry.
That's so bad. Hi, guys. Welcome back to the It's Been Forever podcast. I'm Kiera.
I'm Casey.
And I'm Meredith.
There's always a build up when you say your name.
I know, I
and
feel
You know
like I've-
what?
I'm
Can
obsessed and it's
can I
fine.
just say something?
Okay,
I think
say it.
that's
Yeah.
The elite combo is when Kara goes first, I go second, and Mary goes third.
Ooh.
I think that's our best.
I'm okay with
combo.
that because I feel important. So thank you.
I kind of
always-
like always being last whenever I'm not
Oh.
first. So I don't know. Do we share the secret sauce,
We do.
guys?
Let's share- let's share
it
We're
with
sharing the
listeners.
secret sauce.
Share it.
We
share
take
it.
Okay.
turns, whoever goes first, and then we do alphabetically the other two.
Which just
So that
means
means
I
that
always
I'm
go
always
second.
last.
And I
yeah.
always go second no matter
Correct.
what, unless I'm introing.
Unless you're
Yes.
entering.
Which I kind of like always going last because then I feel like I set the tone for the next little
Well,
bit.
And I feel
Oh.
like sometimes Kara doesn't set the tone very well. Like, if we're being honest.
Wow.
She'll just be like, I'm Kara.
Wow.
And then she just leaves it. And it like
Wow,
floats, and then
Casey.
you're
This
like,
is
I
how
do
you
think
tell
though that
me
sometimes I
live on
kind
the
of
pod.
sometimes I kind of bomb it though. Like there, I'm like I try to be kind of silly.
Thanks for taking
and
the
then
fall
it's
as
like,
well.
"Ugh, I did," you know.
Well, because I'm used to, okay, this is just my Canadian me, okay?
oh
we
my
talk-
God.
Okay. But we talk like this, and the sentences don't always like come down.
You
and
act
so if I
like
say,
you lived
When
in
did you
Canada.
ever live
you
in
are
Canada?
not
Okay,
Canadian.
never. But like in my mind, I did. Okay, whatever. Screw this. I'm Kiera. Okay, welcome to the podcast, and we're gonna end there.
Bye.
Bye. Thanks for listening.
Oh, that's funny.
No, we just have kind of a ramble today for you guys. We have a fun little update on I guess me and Casey's
do?
life.
I
Mary's
was
here
like,
too.
what
Well,
update
we
are
do.
we doing?
Well,
Yeah,
Yeah,
I want
as
to
in-
preface. I want to preface this podcast real quick. with-
Okay.
I know absolutely squat about what is going to be said in this episode.
which makes me so excited.
And I
They're-
know
they're
I'm
gonna-
half squat. I know half squat, which is fun.
yes. So
You're
Kiera, do you
pretty
want to
full
share?
squat.
Do you want to share what you're going to be recapping?
Sure.
Yeah.
But like you were there.
I know, but not for all of it. I don't know. Maybe I was. I don't know what you're telling. To me.
Okay.
Maybe
okay.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay. Okay. This podcast episode, we're gonna be talking about a couple weeks ago, Casey
Mhm.
and her
5
husband
years ago.
and her yeah, literally feels like forever now. And her daughter flew to North Carolina from Oregon to spend a couple days with me, and then also her cousin Dayton and his wife Sydney. So we
Mhm.
spent 5 days in like North Carolina, the Charlotte area, the Hickory area. And if you're from North Carolina, you know Hickory.
Oh,
You might
duh.
not.
Who doesn't?
Because It's a small, cute town. We did a lot, but we're just going to be recapping our trip, which is fun because we just haven't told
Honestly,
Meredith
Mare doesn't
what
know
we've
anything
done.
about our trip because we didn't want to tell her unless we were talking in this like format. So Mare's been in the dark for
correct.
like
We also
weeks,
didn't
and
want
I
her to
kinda
get
felt
as if I
bad.
didn't
or
feel
competitive.
left out by not
right,
being on the trip. I also haven't heard about it
Right.
for the last month.
Right.
So that's
Just
awesome.
a small snippet of maybe how we felt. So
In
I'm
college?
just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Get
I'm
out.
just kidding.
Need I remind you of Easter?
Get out. I actually saw that picture recently. I was like, ooh. That's going.
Well, she
that's
literally
being
sent
hid.
it to me and said, "I've never looked worse."
Well, because my smile,
Randomly.
whoever took the picture, I was like, I
Which
was
year?
half smiling.
First year,
and
second year?
First year.
Sorry, first
She
year.
sent it to me and said, "I've never
Aw.
looked worse."
That's
It's
so
And
funny.
randomly on like a
actually
Tuesday, I'm like,
atrocious.
"Why are you sending me this?"
Oh, that's really good.
Okay, well,
Occasionally I'll go through my
anyway,
photos and be like, I need to delete some. Anyway, okay.
you're
Okay, North Carolina.
You're everywhere.
I'm looking through my camera roll. I'm sorry. I think I'm also like kind of delayed. So if it feels off, I blame my laptop. But okay, so to set the stage, Casey and Bryce and Mira landed at like 5:45 a.m.
I wasn't proud of
Um,
it, but it was just that's what happened.
That's what happened. It was a red eye. And so I set my alarm for 5:45 a.m. and I think they landed. You like landed early, right? Because I
We
got a
landed,
text
like,
from Bryce,
we
be like,
landed
landed.
at like just a little after 5.
Oh, and I was like, meh.
She only lives.
And
like
how was
20
the
minutes from
flight?
the airport, though. So.
Okay.
Yeah, it was
So
chill.
okay, I'm flying with a 9-month-old, which can be a little stressful, but Mira's really good, so I was just kind of like whatever. And it was a red eye, so I wore her, and I was like, "You'll just sleep, whatever." I guess no one else felt that way about their kids because I had some of the most interesting people on that flight of my life. So it's 10 p.m. in Portland when we're leaving. Okay. I mean, which kid isn't in bed? Let's just be real there for a second.
Yeah.
And it's a Thursday night too, so it's not like it's like a weekday. Okay, so the flight is absolutely packed. I'm like, why are you all going to Charlotte on a Thursday 10 p.m. flight? And this is
Yeah, that makes no
completely packed
sense.
flight. Like, why are you all going there?
Is it a just one
Yeah,
flight,
yeah,
no
it was
delay?
just a
Wow,
just
that's a
direct
long
flight.
flight.
Yeah, it was pretty long. It was pretty long,
Was it like 4 hours?
like 4.5, 5.
Oh,
Yeah. But it was great because I didn't have to like get up or like go transfer flights. But anyway, so there's just a bunch of kids on this flight. And honestly, I don't care. Like, I bring your kid. I think your kid needs experiences. However, make sure your kid is like ready to go to bed. Like, some of these kids were like running around before the flight is ready to take off and getting juiced. And I'm like, this isn't a good combo. So we got kids screaming, literally a row behind Bri and I. A girl puked the entire flight. I'm not kidding you. The
Too much.
entire
4.5
flight.
Too much.
hours.
She just like, we're taking off. We're ascending.
Oh.
We're ascending. And I hear him puke. We haven't even reached altitude.
And I'm gonna
That's so
ask
bad.
this: are you smelling?
Praise God. No.
Good.
I
But
know.
I
I would. That
heard-
would have sent me over the
I
edge.
heard everything. You know what I mean? I heard everything.
Yeah.
And poor thing. I mean, like,
Poor thing.
it's not like she wanted to be there barfing. But like at the same time, I'm like, okay, listen, honey, if this is how you are on flights, maybe we don't do a
Don't
5-hour flight. I don't know.
Right. Maybe we
Um,
just don't go.
Or maybe we don't fly. Maybe we drive places. I don't know. And like some people do that, and that's what's best for them. But she puked into that bag that she had like multiple times.
Oh.
And then she
That's
had
so
to like
bad.
go throw it away and had to
Was she on that
walk back
aisle
and
at
forth
least?
with her
How
little
old?
bag. Oh, young.
Oh.
Like
3?
No,
5?
like 20.
Oh, it was not a little girl.
It was
Okay.
no, sorry. It was
Oh,
an adult.
okay.
Adult.
No, I'm
An
picturing
adult.
a child. Okay.
Sorry.
Oh.
No, adult 20
Okay.
something.
Wow, that's
Okay.
actually less sympathy. Less sympathy.
Yeah,
Sorry. So if
for
you thought I
sure,
was
less
talking about a
sympathy.
child and you thought I was being like a jerk,
No, not at
20-year-old.
all. Okay.
yeah, it was like, okay, what are you doing? Like, you're puking. You can't stop puking. She puked in her bag multiple times. Then it was so full, she had to like walk and take it
Ew. Ew.
to the toilet.
Stop it.
She walked all the
Ew.
way to one toilet, but it was full, so she had to take her puke bag and walk
Stop.
all the way to the
Get
front.
out.
Show
Was
and
it like
tell.
leaking?
And we're in the middle. We're in the middle. So she had to walk all the way to the back of the plane and all the way to the front of the plane to try to use the other bathroom, carrying her little
Don't
puke
like that.
bag. And then she puked multiple times and like just had to
Just
like
stay in the
get
bathroom at that
new
point.
bags. I know.
Yeah.
I know.
Also,
So
I don't know if I've ever seen
uh,
somebody use that like hyperventilating, like literally in the movies.
Yeah.
I feel like
mhm.
they always show somebody doing that. So the fact that that was
Yeah.
happening in real life.
Yeah, it was actually happening.
Ugh.
And so that was fun. And then we had a couple kids like screaming for like beyond an hour. I don't want to say
Yeah.
hours, but like a significant amount of time. I'm like, how do you scream for that long? Like, and this
Yeah.
kid,
Ouch.
this was more of a toddler.
Okay.
So a little bit more control over their emotions. But then eventually the mom just goes, I don't remember what the kid's name. We'll say Benjamin because that's funny. Benjamin, knock it off.
Hilarious.
And he stopped crying.
Okay, so at least he listens.
So I was like, okay, we couldn't have done it like an hour ago. But anyway, but red eyes, you never know what you're going to get. There could be no one on the plane or there could be everybody on the plane. There was everyone this time around. We
Did
get
Mira
there.
sleep?
She slept the whole time. Yeah, she was great.
Good.
Yeah.
None of that bothered her.
Um,
That's good.
Mm-mm. Yeah, so Kiara came and picked us up and it was
Mhm.
really early and it was kind of chilly.
Yeah, it was kind of chilling that morning because this was like No, this is end of February, beginning of March.
Yeah.
And here, yeah, it hasn't quite gotten warm yet, so it was a little
Mhm.
chilly.
Yeah.
Picked you up. The sun was maybe starting to
Yeah,
rise. Maybe
maybe.
like that's how early.
And then we
But
went back to your house and we took a 2-3 hour nap.
maybe more.
Maybe more. It was a 4.
Mhm.
Oh, beautiful.
It was great.
Yeah.
And we just all slept and it was fabulous. And
It was actually so cute
it was-
because I like put I have an air mattress that's honestly bigger than my actual bed right
Oh,
next to my bed. Oh, that
PS.
yeah, the PS.
P.S.
Yeah.
Meredith,
Tell that
she
story.
does not have a queen. Do you remember how she was saying like, I finally have a queen?
I
Like,
thought I
this
had
is
a
so
queen bed this
stop.
whole time.
She has a full.
I have a full.
Kiara.
I thought that would listen.
She was
I've never
like,
had
I went
beyond a
from
twin in my life.
She's like, I went from a twin to
Okay.
a queen. She has a
For-
full.
For
For
a
one
twin
person,
to
For one person, that is roomy. For two people, that's snug.
well, it is just me, so I'm like, I think this is a
suppose.
king.
Yeah, no,
My
that's so
okay,
funny.
I'm exposing my sister. Her and her husband for like the first year of marriage had that a full.
That would be
Mhm.
tight.
Well,
That's
Bryce and I did have to
totally-
sleep on a full for the first year of our marriage as well.
Oh, you guys did too.
Expose your
did. No
marriages.
way.
It wasn't a choice. It was like
you
that was
had
just
to.
our option. But
yeah.
Bryce is little guy, so we're all right. But,
Little
you know,
guy.
Hey, Lil.
Skinny boy.
He can just
Okay,
Okay.
so tell me about the snap. I think I saw a Snapchat of it.
yeah. you
Okay.
did.
Very
The nap was
cute.
glorious. Okay, so mattress beside my bed smaller than mattress, and Bryce is knocked out on the air mattress. Casey and Mira came and snuggled up in my bed, and we all three did
Cute.
fit. I mean, it was like tight quarters, but I actually have this picture of Casey and Mira. I'll have to send it to you and post on our story, but they're doing the same thing. They're both napping, and their arms are like up like this.
Oh,
And it's just
so
like they're both knocked out. And I was like,
cute.
this is such the like mom, like daughter moment. And I'm just like,
Mhm.
they're in my bed. It's so cute.
Some things you just can't teach. Some things just come natural.
And it literally,
Nature versus nurture.
literally, I had that thought. I was like, this is just so comfy for her, and she
And,
just knows
I
what's
think
crazy.
my favorite part about that is my mom also sleeps with her arms over her head. So this is like a
Aw, that's
generational thing now.
Yeah, so freaking cute.
But anyway, so I think my favorite part after this is Kiara. She takes us to one of our favorite coffee shops, and we just are like strolling around. And like Kiara in her element is so fun. Like when she just knows what she's doing and knows where she's going, and she's like, "Oh, this and over here, and then there's this, and then she's like the best tour guide, and she's like whipping us around in her little Hyundai and like telling us all these places that she goes. And the coffee place was bomb that we went to. Very, very good.
And
I
for you
never
charlatans, I took them to
yeah.
Fly Kid Fly, which is so good.
Yeah,
So
it
good.
was very good.
Anyways.
I think my favorite part is they only had one size. They're
Mhm.
like, this is the size that you get. I love that. Like, take away
Mhm.
my
They
options.
keep
I
it
don't want to have
simple.
to. I don't want to have to think. But But Kiera just being a tour guide and just like knowing her city, and she's like so into her city, and it's really fun to see her in her element. It just is really fun. So
That was kind of a weird thing for me to be like, this place that I go to probably weekly, like you're here and you're doing the thing. I'm like,
and I'm
that's
doing
kind
it
of
with
weird.
you. Yeah.
And that's crazy. Like you're like pushing like your daughter around. I'm like, I walk these streets all the time, but you don't know these streets, but now you do.
Isn't that so funny? Like when
It's so
someone
weird.
comes into your world and you're like, what are you doing in my world? Like,
Yes.
you exist in this other plane of life, not here right now.
Yes.
But
It was kind of an out of body experience.
yeah.
Oh, and we got a
Listen.
free coffee because I accidentally took somebody else's coffee. Like, like they
what?
literally, they said
She literally
Sarah.
goes up and takes it. Doesn't
just
even
take
read it.
I
And
give
then
it to Bryce.
Yeah.
She's like,
And
this isn't my
then-
try. And I'm like,
Yeah.
it doesn't even say Kiki on the cup. Yep.
Mhm.
Sorry.
Not
I'm
even.
sorry to Sarah.
Sorry to you, Sarah. And
Did
then
you hear like
Kiera-
Kiera?
Well, they did. Well, no, they did say Kiera. That was it was one of
Oh,
my
I guess.
drinks. And they were kind of close together. So I was like,
So then every drink after that, she just assumed was hers. So she just
Yeah.
started grabbing these drinks.
well,
And
because
then
we
she
had
goes
like
to
12
the-
drinks. There's so many
she
of
goes
us.
to the counter and she's like, I'm so sorry. I think I took the wrong drink. And so she sets it down. And then like Bryce's drink comes out. And then the drink is just still sitting there. And Kira's like, well, I'm taking that.
Well, because we kind of
amazing.
sipped it. So it's like they're either going to
They're not gonna
Right.
throw
Throw
it
away,
out
right.
or whatever. And
So
honestly, it was
the
the most
community-
basic drink ever, though.
Yeah,
it was okay.
Sarah, pick up
Sarah-
your game. Lame
yeah,
order.
wasn't that good.
Whatever it was
Mm-mm.
lame. But that was the community coffee. And then we drove about an hour to get to my cousin's cousin
Cousin's Dayton house.
What am I saying? Cousin's
don't know.
house.
Cousin Dayton's house.
Dayton's cousin.
Oh, can
Hold
I
on.
paint a picture though?
Hold
of
on.
this?
Your cousin.
Your cousin Dayton's
house.
house.
You know when you have that moment where you literally can't
Will you
think
have a
of the
stroke?
word? Cousin's Dayton's
All the
house.
time, to be honest.
Hold on. Cousin,
You can
my
say it.
cousin's Dayton's house. That's
No.
right.
No,
No.
no, cousin, cousin
cousin
Dayton's
Dayton.
house.
My cousin Dayton's house. Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
My cousin's Dayton's. No. Oh my gosh. Move on.
No, we're staying till the routine is clean.
The routine is clean.
One more time,
My-
Case. Don't even
my-
think about it. Say it. Go.
My cousin Dayton's house.
Yes,
Gold stars.
that was
She
it.
stuck the
Why did I
landing.
want to add an S?
Because
I don't know where that S came from.
Yeah, I don't know.
S for
I
stupid.
don't know.
Okay, to paint a picture of this though, we're driving an hour away to a small town that like I don't really know of super well, but we pull up to their house. We park, we kind of are like getting out of the car, and Casey looks at not even the house that of the cousin that we're about to walk in, but the neighbor. What's the neighbor's name, Casey?
His name is Chase.
Chase. So we
And
get out
I-
and Casey's like, "Is that Chase?" And it's like, "Hey, Chase knows more people in Hickory than I know." And it's funny because like somebody that she knows lives next
Yeah.
to her cousin.
So I literally grew up with this guy. Like I've known him my whole life. And then we
How
pull up,
random is that?
and he's right next door neighbors with Dayton, which it's not by coincidence. They did it intentionally, but I didn't know this. And so when we pulled up and I was like, why do I know why do I know
Why
you?
is he here?
It was
That's funny.
one of the most confusing things of my life, but it was very funny and just kind of like a whoa moment. But yeah, we stayed in Hickory. We were there from Friday until Tuesday when Kara came and picked us up, showed us around Charlotte a little bit more. But we went to like farmers markets, coffee shops, had lunch, like honestly uneventful of a trip in terms of like doing big things, but so much fun just having quality time and just being in other people's worlds and getting to see what everyone does on a day-to-day basis because that's so weird. Like
it
you
was
have
so
a job.
cute too.
Weird.
You have a job? Ugh.
What's
gross.
that?
What's that? Casey's like, I've been out of that for so long. Well, it was
Mhm.
also fun too because this cousin of Casey's, his name's Dayton, and he's kind of the reason that we went to the college we transferred to.
Yeah.
And so that was like, my only real interaction with him was the last 2 years of school. And then beyond that, didn't really,
Oh.
obviously have
Yeah.
a reason to connect with him. And so then when I saw that on his wife's story, something about North Carolina, I was like, no way, we need to connect. Never really did. But I was like, the fact that you're here visiting all of us, and it was like we all lived in Iowa at one point.
I know.
That was
Yeah.
also
So
super
weird.
weird. And the fact that like you're childhood friend lived there too. The
I
whole thing
know.
was
The
just
whole thing was just
bizarre,
crazy. It was very
but super
bizarre.
fun at the same
Yeah.
time.
Yeah. And we just sat around at night and just like chatted about like, you know, the good old days, and we played games, and we just had so much fun. And it was a very fulfilling trip. So if you're concerned about taking your kid on a trip or traveling because it's going to be super far flight to go somewhere and reconnect with people, do it. It was so worth it. It was
Yeah.
so much fun, and I don't regret any of it. I
You're
mean,
skipping over like two important things, I feel like.
okay, but I want you to do it because that's kind of a big deal for you.
Okay,
Oh.
I've been waiting for
Okay.
this.
Well, the first one
Please.
is
Okay.
Taj, okay?
Yes. So
Okay.
we
Oh,
went,
Mahal?
Yes.
Kind of.
Okay, Taj Mahal.
The first one is
yeah. We went to
You
an
wanna go-
Indian restaurant called
Mhm.
Taj. And
That's
it
it,
was
just Taj.
it was just called Taj, nothing else. And it was really really good, and it was just like the very first night we were there, we all go out, we all have Indian, and it was just, I don't know, it's just really hard to describe when you're just having a really fun meal with friends, like that feeling that it just brings. It's just like,
It
kinda
felt like
like hookah.
nostalgia.
Feels like hookah.
It feels
yeah, I mean, exactly.
reference to our previous episode.
Exactly.
If you can envision hookah, that's what it was like. No, it was like
Yeah.
actually so cute, so fun, so vibey. At one point, we're all talking, and then like Sydney looks over at Mira, and she's somehow completely turned around on the high chair,
Mhm.
like looking the opposite direction. Sydney's like, Mira, and Casey's like, oh,
That's so funny.
Goes over,
Like,
like checks her. Kid.
somehow gets out of like her restraints and like is pretty much free balling it in this
That's
high
so
chair, like, oh,
funny.
you're gonna fall out and like you're gonna like get hurt.
You're gonna like, yeah.
Okay, but she has a really bad staring problem, so she's not that far from people and just staring at their faces.
She
She's
does.
a baby. She's allowed
Oh,
to.
gosh,
It's
it's,
okay.
But she
bad,
does it, and as
though.
soon as you
She's
smile,
kind
she's
of
like,
intense.
When she's like
Yeah.
2 or 3, then that's
We'll have to address it. We'll have to address it. But
it's funny.
that was
And
really
mind
fun.
you, the whole time before this, we knew we were locking in Indian food because we had a couple different cuisines.
Mhm.
We locked in Indian.
I was gonna
Oh.
say that's so risky for like first night of a vacation. I feel like
is.
if that was my
It
family,
is.
someone's getting food poisoning and ruining the trip.
Correct. It
You
was
know?
risky.
No, not us. Not us.
Not
We're
us.
like, yeah, let's go. Like,
We
whatever.
felt
We don't care.
adventurous.
And it
Oh,
was,
it's in
it
a
was-
shed. Let's go.
Oh yeah, I don't. Good. I want that.
Even better. We were like, okay, we gotta guess. You know, everything's a game with this family. So we're like,
Everything.
and I'm like in it now. I feel like part of the family. So I'm like, let's make a game of what items we think are going to be in this restaurant, or what do we
Mhm.
think it's going to look like. So I said it's
Yeah.
definitely going to have like a deep red like
Mhm.
wall or something. I'm like,
Yeah,
I just know it's going to have red. And then I
Mhm.
also was like, maybe a Taj Mahal picture, because Taj,
makes sense.
if no picture, why you called Taj?
Mhm.
I'm trying to think what else we like threw out there. Just a couple
Well,
of different things.
really,
Like
the
boots
game-
with rips in the seat.
Actually,
could've
it
said
was
that.
it was fairly new, so it was.
Oh, good,
that-
okay.
That's
that-
true. No
that didn't
boots.
happen, but
Or no boots,
really,
no
how
rips.
the game works, and you're welcome to play it. Anybody listening.
Yeah, anybody
So,
go for it.
How it works is the game is essentially remembering to play the game. Right. I mean, I think that's the best way to describe it, Kara. So like for example, I would say going to this Taj restaurant, I say there's going to be a picture of Taj Mahal. You say there's not.
That's right. That's
And
what
an
it is.
immediate knee-jerk reaction from people is, well, no, I do think there's going to be a picture of Taj Mahal. I said, no, that doesn't matter. I said that there's going to be, and you say there's not. But I don't agree with that. No, but you didn't say it first.
You're
Mm.
owning it.
So, sometimes it works in your favor. But that's the game. So you can play that anywhere you go. I say it's going to be a nice day today. You say it's not.
I look at the weather
I
app
win.
before I
Exactly.
guess.
And it's just a matter of
If
being
you
the
wanna
first
feel
one
good
to
about
say it, and
yourself.
That's funny.
And that's really how the game works.
I love
But
a
it
game
gets-
like that.
It
That's
gets
great.
people so
It's kind of like I Spy, but in the future.
100%.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
100%. Yeah.
That's
And
great.
don't get your undies in a bundle when you play this. I don't like when people get
No.
frustrated. I'm sorry, that's just the game. You got to be the first to play.
I got
I'm
frustrated
sorry.
a couple times.
Hate the player, don't hate
She's-
the
no,
game.
I didn't say that. You did. You did.
She's like, I think there's gonna be a chicken tikka masala, and you say there's not. It's like, but
Exactly.
like it's an Indian restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
That was fun
That's
though.
funny.
So now it's time to get to the piece de resistance,
Oh gosh.
which is
Okay.
Monday night.
Monday night.
Monday night, we go into the city. We go to Charlotte. We go to dinner. Kira's giving us some recommendations. I trust Kira with my whole heart when it comes to recommendations because
Wow.
I know she's not going to make me ball out
That's an honor.
because she's on a budget just as much as the rest of us. But she's not
Broke
going to take me
bougie.
to some nasty place. Like the food's going to be good. Okay. So it's me,
Thank
it's
you.
Bryce, Mira is obviously there. Sydney comes along, and it's Kira. So it's kind of a little special.
Also,
group, as
Sydney
one would
is
say.
Dayton's wife, cousin
Correct.
Dayton's wife.
Yes,
Cousin's
true.
Dayton's wife.
Cousin Dayton's wife.
And we all go into the city, and we go to a place called Little Mama's, which is a recommendation per Kira. Let me just say, this is an Italian restaurant. It was the best Italian restaurant I've ever been to in my life. It was,
And I take full pride in that.
No,
I'm raising
and
my hand.
as
You
you
can't see
should.
me, listeners,
as
but
you should.
Better
They
than Olive
make-
Garden?
Barely.
Oh.
that puts Olive Garden in
Do
the
they
ground.
have bottomless breadsticks?
They did.
They
kind of
did, actually.
Okay, cool. That's
kind
awesome.
of.
But it was like focaccia garlic bread.
yeah.
So it was like,
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, like
Suddenly
all their
starving.
pasta is like handmade, and then they had a fresh mozzarella ball
Oh my
in-house.
gosh, that
But
mozzarella
did they
ball.
grate the Parmesan cheese at the table for you?
did.
They did.
They sure did.
They sure did. But was everyone family there?
You know, it felt like
I
it.
don't know.
towards
Okay,
the
sure.
end. So it was just one of those dining experiences where you walk in and you're like, this is gonna be good. I can just kind of
To set the scenes too, the lights are pretty dim. Like it's not too dark, but it's
Not
like
too dark.
It's moody.
dim.
Mhm.
It's moody. Like there's like a lot of tables, but like enough room to get around still.
Yeah.
It's just, and this is why I like
But-
this restaurant
like,
because the
high chair
vibes
friendly.
are always good.
High chair friendly.
High chair
too.
friendly.
There's a bunch
Oh,
of like
good.
there's kids there, but they're like, not.
It's not like
keeping
too
screaming
fancy.
kids.
No,
Yeah.
there's kids. There's
But like if you dressed up,
elderly.
like that's okay.
It's just great.
You know what I mean?
Right.
It's just a
That was
good
the other thing.
combo.
I did not know what to say for the vibes. So, like I kind of pulled up in like tall boots and like leggings. And then like Sydney was like, well, now I'm self-conscious about what I'm wearing. I'm like, well, don't be, because it's like it's very, very
Right.
versatile.
It's
of
very
a
versatile. I think
restaurant.
we all had like a good array of what we were wearing.
We
at the
did.
restaurant.
We hit every possible thing you could think
So
of.
I'm gonna start it, and then there's gonna be a point where I hand
Okay.
you the baton, and you're gonna.
Oh, sure. Okay.
And I'm not gonna hit you in the head with the baton. If anyone
Okay.
knows what I'm talking about. That was funny for some people listening that know what I'm talking about. Obviously,
Okay,
you guys
I don't.
It's
No,
a
I'm
sports,
sorry.
it's a sports thing, but anyway.
Took a big gulp of my
Wow,
drink,
that was
so.
really funny, and no one appreciated it. Hope you're out there listening.
Someone
appreciating
listening
it.
dead.
Let us know if you want
Um,
Casey's Sports Corner again. So.
Wait, we actually need to do that. I miss it. I miss
Anyway,
like
okay.
I don't
no,
know
you
anything.
don't.
Okay,
You
sorry.
do not miss
Okay, we
it.
got to get into this.
Okay.
Okay. So we sit down at this table. The vibes are great. The atmosphere is exactly what you want it to be. You look at the menu. It's not too overwhelming, but definitely there's a lot on there. So it's like you have to just like really digest it. You can't just be like, hey guys, welcome in. What do you want?
Right.
Right. And so let me just say the waiter that we had absolutely made the restaurant. Like he made the experience. So like we sit down, he goes, welcome. Have any of you been here before? And Kira's like, I have, but they have not. And he goes, well, ma'am, welcome back. And for everyone else, welcome for your first time. I'm happy to give a tour of the menu. If you have any questions, just let me know what you need. I'm here to help in any way I can.
Oh,
and I went,
man.
okay, immediately you're getting tipped. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like
Immediate tip.
immediate tip.
Would you not tip otherwise?
Oh, I tip. But it's
Like
just
yes,
gonna
but
be
like
a
then
good
it's like
tip.
confirmed.
But, like, it's gonna be like a
but
good
like
tip.
it's gonna be like a good.
It's gonna be
tip.
20% at least.
It's
Yeah.
not gonna like I'm not flirting with the 15. I'm thinking like 18 a high end.
Yeah.
So he gives us an amazing recommendation, which is the huge mozzarella ball that comes with like little teasers on the side, and he's like
Amazing.
explaining everything, and we're like, pretty much anything you
I'm
say,
hungry.
I'm gonna do at this point. He was just that good. You know what I mean? Like
that
it's just
Yeah.
it's just when you run into one of these waiters. So as this experience is going on, we kind of feel like maybe there's some sort of like energy going on. Okay.
He gave you a tour of the menu and
Sorry, you kind of like
totally-
froze.
like,
no,
I
I
wasn't
no, I just
sure where
She's
you
paused.
were
not
going.
freezing. She doesn't know what she's trying to
Oh,
say.
I don't know where it's
Oh.
going. I kind of was
Got it,
hoping
got
one
it,
of
got it,
you
got it.
would jump in with like,
Got it. I was like, there's no sound coming
Okay.
out. She's
He gave you a tour of the menu,
Yeah,
and
he gave us a tour of the menu,
that-
and
and
yeah. So we are just like really vibing with this guy. Like he's funny. Like at one point he was like, can I get any drinks for the table? And Mira is holding the drink menu, chewing on it because, like, of course. And I
Of
went,
course.
I'm like,
She's
she'll
an alcoholic,
I was like,
so.
she will have a drink, obviously. And I'm just being dead serious, in my tone. And then he like kind of looks at me like, and I'm like, just kidding.
can I
Didn't
see
know
your
if he
ID?
thought you were kidding or not.
I know. I'm
Clearly
like,
not, but
I'm just
okay, thanks
kidding.
for being concerned.
but like he was funny. Like after
Yeah.
that, he kind of warmed up. He's like, okay, you're this kind of table. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
right.
And so he was really into Mira, and he was saying like really sweet things. He was like, oh man, she's beautiful, and I hope that God blesses me someday to have a baby like this. And
Angel.
come on, you can't just say something like that and not every woman at the table is just like,
Yeah.
So did I mention he's incredibly handsome?
Ooh, no,
Oh.
left
Hot.
that detail out.
Mhm.
Okay.
Mhm.
Little
Like-
mama.
Like
Mhm.
Lil Mama.
Like
Like
Lil
Big Daddy, but
Mama,
like
Italian
Lil Mama,
yeah.
you know?
cuisine.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And
Okay.
so he just like keeps saying these things that are like, are you feeling something here? And not with
Which
me.
who at the table
with
are you
me.
feeling? Out of all four of us, Bryce,
Right.
Casey, Sydney, Mira, or I?
Right.
Better not be Mira. That's
Better
a
not
whole
be
different
Mira.
story.
true.
It's a
That one
different
better be
story.
off the table.
No. So, he keeps coming back. He's interacting with us, all of that good stuff. And then he kind of makes like a subtle, like implication that he wants to be married and have children,
Okay.
which I mean,
He's giving a little. Mm-hmm.
Beyond
And-
saying, I hope God blesses me with a child, he makes
Yeah.
it even more explicit.
Even
Okay.
more.
mhm.
Wow.
And I think Kira and him lock eyes. I do
Mm.
feel
A
like
couple
you
times.
did lock eyes. Okay.
And souls also.
And remember,
And
Kira has
hearts.
on these tall black boots, so she is feeling herself a little bit, and she blow dried her hair that day. So this was a good day
Right.
for Kiera.
Kiara.
You know, there's
This
some
was
days
a-
you're like, I have no right to feel this
when
confident.
you shaved, did you peel your skin off or no?
Not this time, and I think that's what
Good.
helped my
That
confidence.
helps.
Mhm.
Yeah. I had no band-aids on.
Yeah.
That was helpful.
No butterfly
Skin was intact.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're just continuing to have this dinner, and he's just checking in with us. You know what I mean? Like, when you're being checked on, and we were being checked on. And Kiera also subtly implies, like, yeah, these are my friends. Like, I'm from here, and they're just here visiting me. Like, she's saying that. Like, they're filling each other
Yeah.
out. They're giving
Yeah.
context clues.
Mm-hmm.
And Kira's like really trying to get us a free cannoli because if you know Kira, she wants us to have free drinks. Hence the free coffee that we already had during this experience
Right.
as well.
On accident,
And
but like
she's
still
like-
got it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
She's like, you guys, you've got to have this cannoli. And typically they give it to you for free for a birthday. So Kira's like, wow, Bryce, I can't believe you're going to be turning 30. Like, this is so crazy. Because that's just how
Mind you,
Kira
in
works.
September.
Yeah,
Listeners.
turning 30 in 6 months.
Yeah.
So I think she's tried to say that as he was walking by, and it
I
may have
did.
worked because he
I
came
did.
back and he was like, are we celebrating a birthday today?
He's listening.
Then Kiera feels guilty because she knows at the end of the day that's just not the truth. And she goes, well,
I don't want our foundation to be built off of a lie.
yeah.
You know.
Kiera goes, well, I mean, Mira just turned 9 months old.
Which was true on the trip. It was like March
true.
2nd.
true.
March 2nd.
Which was true, yeah.
Couple
She
weeks
just turned
ago.
9 months, March 2nd. And he goes, you got it. Comes
You
back with
got
a cannoli.
it.
He
Stop.
comes back with a cannoli.
But mind you, I was in the bathroom at one point. Didn't he come and try to see?
okay,
like,
you're right. This is good. I'm glad you
If
brought
I was
this up.
around.
So,
Yeah.
we saw him because at this point Bryce and I are like totally like trying to analyze everything that he's doing. He comes
Yes.
into the doorway like of this main dining area. He sees that Kira is not at the table and he walked away. Like I saw him look over at our table. And then another time he comes back, Kira's still gone. I don't know, were you taking a dump or something?
No, probably mirror self-fear too.
Okay.
I had a glass
Yeah.
of wine in me and I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah.
So he comes back another time, but he doesn't bring the cannoli out. He just brings the plates and the spoons. He goes, I'll wait till everybody's back because I want you guys all to be able to experience this. And I was like,
Oh, cute.
Kind.
you're so sweet. And then eventually Kira comes back with Sydney from the bathroom after her dump. And he brings the cannoli. That was the best cannoli I've ever had in my life. It was insane.
Would I take you to a bad place? No.
No. It was so good. And so he brings out the cannoli, has a candle on it, and he starts singing happy birthday to Mira.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
And I'm capturing all this on video, like zooming in on like the candle and then like
Mhm.
zooming in on his face because like I need to
Mhm.
remember
Mm-hmm.
this man looks like
Little mama.
little
Mhm.
mama, you know.
And it was just like a really special moment. And so at this point, like, he walks away. We're winding down, our plates are getting taken. The
Yeah.
restaurant's gonna close soonish. And we're like, Kira, it's time for you to attack. Like
Attack him.
We can't
Claws
just
out.
we can't
Oh,
just like
gosh.
walk away from this experience and not do something about it. So Kira,
Mm-hmm.
here's the baton.
Wow. Thank you for not knocking me over the head. Is that like the reference or something?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, that was really funny. Good job.
Thank you. Thank you. Well, rewinding a little bit. So we're finishing up the cannoli. There's still a little bit, and I'm just, feeling bold. And I'm like, Jonathan, because that's his name. And I don't mind saying that on the pod. Jonathan, like, why don't you like pull up a seat? Like, you want to come have the cannoli with us, trying to be just funny, flirty, whatever. And he came over. He's like, well, I actually have never had the cannolis here. And I'm like, oh, like, why not? I'm
Stop.
like, that's kind of like you're giving them to us and you haven't even had one. And then he goes on to share how he like used to weigh like 350 pounds. Mind you, this
Oh
is like
my
a tall, like
gosh.
fit guy. Like his muscles were big. So he came over and was like, yeah, like massive. Came over and was like, yeah, like I lost 350 pounds. Like I'm really just super into fitness now. And he's like, if it was dairy free, I would try some. And I was like, oh, okay, noted. That was kind of it. That was just kind of a funny little moment, trying to get him to be like, come have a seat, like talk to us a little bit
Yeah.
more. Because you know when you're like making eyes with someone, but like not really, because also like, meh, I'm just
Yeah.
a customer. You're just my server. Are you just being like nice, or are you like trying to flirt with me? Can't really
Yeah.
tell.
And
Do you just want a tip or do you actually want a date?
Correct.
Yeah.
And I
correct.
do just want to say too, like he also said something within that. He's like, when I was this heavy, he's like, I didn't like the way that I felt, so I decided to make a change in my life, and I wanted to become a better
Oh, that's
person and be a
right.
better version of
Aw.
myself.
But
But it's
That's
like, what
right.
the frick? Like, you can't just say something
love
like
you.
that.
It was like a mini testimony.
So we're all like falling in
much.
love with him, and I'm
All
like,
of us.
Kiara.
Bryce's pants are on the
Bryce
floor.
Bryce is literally like,
he
"Hey,
is
this
still
is a good thing. This is
Yeah.
good."
Mm-hmm. And mind you, the end now, we got the check. Bryce was so sweet. I think he paid for that. And that was like so sweet. And it was just towards the end. And then oh, she sent in our group chat, she sent a picture of him.
Hold on,
And I want to
we're
see
not gonna talk
Meredith's
about that.
face.
We're not gonna talk about that yet.
I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry.
No, I
Not
know.
at all what I was expecting.
Really?
Better.
Okay, wait. Okay, put a pin in that. We sent a picture of this man to Meredith.
We'll talk
You
about it. We'll talk about it.
guys.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Just know my jaw's on the floor.
Yeah.
Hot. When I tell you, so attractive. Okay,
I'm a taken.
cut all that out. I'm trying to think of like where.
So you would get the check.
Okay, get
Yes.
the check.
So we got the check, and we're about to leave, and then I don't know
I'm
if
like,
I
Kiara, you
implied it
got-
or if
I'm
you
like,
implied it.
I implied it. I said, Kira, if
Okay.
you don't walk out of here without giving this man your number, I'm gonna riot.
I'm a riot.
And mind you, I don't really do like I'm not really that kind of person. Cause I've been going out on dates and stuff, but to leave my
kind
number.
of. You've definitely done that.
Really? Okay, it's been
Am
a
I
minute
wrong?
then. Maybe not.
Who
It's been a
knows?
minute if I have. So I did do it anyways. I put my phone number down. I said Kiki, and then I said, sorry the cannoli wasn't vegan. Something like
Aw.
that.
Or like
trying
dairy-free
to
or something.
Yeah.
dairy free. Something along the
flirting.
lines of what he had said. Just flirting, whatever. we're gathering up, and mind you, we're like the last people to leave, and I'm pretty sure one of the other like waitresses kind of like saw this our last interaction, and then me chatting with all of them and like asking. I'm like, I'm gonna put it down. Also, whatever. At the end of the day, if he doesn't text, like
Whatever.
that's fine.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yep.
Nothing to lose here.
Great night.
Great night.
So as we're leaving, I am hanging back with Sydney, and I'm looking through the window because I want to make sure that this man sees.
I'm
the
like
receipt.
beelining out of there. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Because I'm like,
she's
I don't want to. In
shy.
case he
She's
looks
being
like, I don't
shy.
want to.
Yeah.
So Sydney and I are standing there, and we see him, look at the receipt, and we both thought he looked like he was about to pull out his phone, and we were like, "Oh my gosh, this is gonna happen!" Like we are so pumped. But then obviously I think he remembered, like, wait, I'm at work. Like, hold on, like I gotta finish my
Gotta bust the tables.
and, all that.
Mhm.
So Kira decides to take us on a tour of Charlotte. She's driving us around the city. I'm in the front seat. We're all jamming out. She's taking us to all these really fun neighborhoods and all of these different things. And I'm in charge of her phone because she's driving, and she would just be on her phone and stuff. And then we get a text from an unknown number.
Oh my gosh, little mama.
Actually, I'm gonna scroll up and see
And
what he said.
I can tell you exactly what he said.
Oh, okay.
I was hoping you'd leave your number.
Oh,
Yeah, that's right.
Mhm.
Like, hey, it's Jonathan
cute.
from Lil Mamas. I was hoping you'd leave your number.
Mm-hmm.
That's like literally, yep, that's exactly what he said.
Oh, yay.
And we were all like, driving around. I was like,
We're
here's a
cheering.
stadium. And then
We
I'm like,
are
oh
literally
my
cheering.
gosh,
We're
you
like,
guys.
Yeah.
We probably left there at like a little before 9 or after 9 because I think that's when
Mhm.
it closed. And this was an hour later. He texted me at
Yeah.
like 10. And I was like,
Literally
wait, this
so
is so
much fun.
fun. And I'm just like,
Literally
at this point, I'm like, what do I say back? And whatever. We
Yeah.
kind of like bouncing around ideas in the
Mhm.
car. And I'm trying to drive and focus on like where to take them. But like, I'm also like, oh my gosh, this
Mhm.
person actually texted me and he's so
Mhm.
handsome. And so then I said, I like a challenge. So I'll try and find us a dairy free cannoli place. You in?
Oh,
Felt
I
like
love
that was like
that.
a good,
Very
like,
fun. Yes.
very fun.
Mhm.
And then he said, LOL, yeah, I'm down. We can always go to Amelie's if you can't find a place, which is like a bakery here in Charlotte. There's a couple locations. And I didn't realize they had dairy free desserts or anything, but apparently they do. So, anyways, kind of like text a little bit back and forth. And this is all the beginning of March, okay? And then he asked me, like the next day, he's like, what 2 things have gone well for you this week? I
Aw.
was like,
Cute.
okay.
Really sweet.
Love
Really
that
sweet.
conversation.
Well, and at this point, you also have a date scheduled for Saturday.
At
the
this
following
point,
weekend.
yes. He says, I'm down for Saturday if you are, blah, 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 blah. I'm about to pass out. So Saturday, this was Monday of this week,
Mhm.
and then Saturday was like the 7th or something. So like we had a day on the books, and I was like, wait,
Mhm.
this is kind of like fun
This
and
is like a
different
meet
and
cute.
whatever.
This is straight
A meet
Yeah.
Hallmark.
cute.
So
Love it.
cute.
Like low
Low stakes.
Low stakes.
Mhm.
Thank you. Low
Yes.
stakes. So then I kind of say, one of the things that I've loved is like you guys being there, and that was kind of like what opened the door to more conversation. And then just like the conversations I could tell was like they were more intentional. Oh, mind you, at this point, all I knew about him, Jonathan, Lil
Mhm.
Mamas, he said that he went through this health transformation in his
Yeah.
late 20s. So I'm like, okay, you're probably like at least like mid 30s, if not earlier 30s.
Mhm.
And one night, Casey and I went into
Detective.
full in
mode.
detective mode. Okay.
Okay.
Jonathan, most basic name out there. I'm like, I
Right.
have the face, but nothing beyond that. And we took little things of like what he has said. This is gonna sound so creepy, but it's just
well,
like girls
don't act
being
like
girls.
you haven't done it, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Anyone who's
if you're listening,
don't
you've
judge us,
done this
you've
too.
this.
You could do it with just like one piece of information on somebody.
Mhm.
We literally found this guy's Instagram.
Yeah, we found it.
And we learned so much about him, his
Mhm.
age, his birth.
Mhm.
This is kind of like wild too. All of this is out there. I mean, his Instagram is public too. His age, his birthday,
Just
his
a lot of
mom
things.
died, what he's
Maybe
into.
we don't need to say that. Maybe we don't
Oh,
need to air
sorry.
out all of his
Okay,
information.
sorry. No one knows this man on here.
Well, we don't want to make sure it stays
Here's his
that
family
way.
trauma.
Okay, rest in peace. But like all these things about him, and I'm like, this is actually the most bizarro thing. Well, Saturday came and went. Didn't work out, and now
What?
he's ghosted me. So
He had
it's
to
no more.
He said he
He's
was
no
going to
more.
reschedule, and then he
Yeah.
Oh, no. Oh, Kiera.
Isn't
Which
that
is-
so
oh,
heartbreaking?
I'm
It's
sorry.
so- I mean, I think Casey's more heartbroken than
I'm
I am.
heartbroken.
It sounded so like it was
I
gonna
was so
happen. Like he was
excited.
excited.
Oh, yeah.
What? Because why would he text you if he didn't want to?
Right. I was like, this
Mhm.
out
I
of
hate
nowhere.
that.
This
I
is
hate
fun.
that. I hate
And
that.
he's like an older guy. I was like, this kind of would have been just
Mature.
fun, mature and nice.
Mhm.
But then, and this is the second time in like 4 months that I've gotten ghosted. I'm like, okay, whatever. I'm over this. I mean, wish him well and everything. But it was a funny story. And that night was just like the whole vibe and leaving the number.
Mhm.
It was great. It was energetic.
It's such a
It
fun
was
memory.
so fun.
We will never forget it.
Never forget.
So no
And
regrets.
then just being like girls and being like, oh my gosh, what do I type back and blah blah blah
Mhm.
blah blah.
Yeah.
And but I'm not that. I've definitely moved on.
I mean,
but it was
like
fun.
it was a 5-day thing.
It was a
if we're being
5-day
honest.
thing. Correct.
Such a
5-day
fun 5
crush.
days.
Mhm.
And then when I saw that he like his like hobbies and stuff and runs marathons or whatever, and obviously saw a shirtless pic, and then what girl who's single isn't gonna like be like,
Love
okay,
it.
that's kind of love that. A little double tap. Just kidding. Could not let him know that I found him. That would be weird. So I decided to not do anything there. But it was a fun story. It was a fun memory.
Really fun story.
That's gonna
Fun
go down in
memory.
history as just, and that was also, mind you, the last night. So that was kind of a way to end the whole trip
Mhm.
on a bang.
On a bang.
Is this potential suitor that is no more.
Yeah.
Wow.
But it was really
But,
fun. Honestly,
yeah.
those 5 days was just so much fun. It is a weird thing having you in my world. I mean, I felt almost the same when we went to Harrisonburg for choir tour and just showing you
Yeah.
around my little like downtown. I'm like,
Yeah, that
oh,
was
like this is where I
fun.
grew up, and like you guys are here, and like you're like my best friends. But I'm like, you don't know this part of my life, but like
Mhm.
the fact that you're here, I kind of felt the same. But it was so fun, and I'm honestly, after you guys said, and especially Bryce, he was like, this is the best food I've like ever had. I'm like, I can
Aw.
die happy now, so I feel good about where I've taken you guys.
Mhm.
Felt good about that, and then the
You did
Taj
a
and
good job.
Hickory,
Yep. You did a
loved
great
that.
job. You did a great job.
Thank you.
Mhm.
And the
It
whole
was a
weekend
lot
was
of
just
fun.
fun. And it was fun to hang with Dayton and Sydney too.
Mhm.
They're
We
fun
still
crowd.
we
so.
still have a group chat and we chat in it pretty regularly.
You
actually.
do.
Aw,
It's
cute.
called
wanna
That's
tell
So
her about-
Taj.
I want to tell her about the game we played at brunch. Can that be aired on?
No, absolutely
Dang
not.
it.
That'll be an
Text me.
off-air
Send me a
thing.
send me a voicemail.
Fine. But yeah, it was just really fun, and
Yeah.
obviously we missed you, and it would have been better if you were
Obviously,
there.
it would have been
Yeah, I
so
would
much
have
fun. If
loved
you
to
were
come.
there.
Obviously,
That's
but we'll just
I
have
know
our
I
June
just
trip.
got thousands of DMs of people like fans texting and like, are you okay? Did something happen? I'm like,
so
don't
many people are
worry,
like, "What is
guys.
up?"
Weren't
Don't
you
worry,
guys
guys.
together?
I'm
What's
in the
going
know. It's
on?
okay. So
She
Is
was
the pod
invited.
breaking
It does
up?
also need to be stated that she was invited.
Yes,
But
yes.
True.
yes,
Just not this time.
but
Mhm.
I
Oh.
know I'm again. This goes with that email. I'm thankful. I'm
Yeah.
glad that you guys were able to like invest in your
Mm.
friendship and
Mhm.
have fun. I would hate if you guys got together and had a crappy time. You know,
Imagine we
Right,
just
I
sat
know.
there in
Now
the
we're like
corner
not
being
friends
Yeah.
anymore.
Yeah.
Uncomfortable.
Awkward.
I
So
have two
should've-
separate podcasts with each of you.
Yeah. It's been forever,
Awesome.
and then it's been a while.
It's been a while.
Yeah. Oh, that's funny.
Oh man, the mood is up, Mare. Bring us down.
Yeah.
Okay, so today we're gonna do real quick rapid fire superlatives.
Ew, I'm already
Okay.
gonna be bad
Too.
at this. Like what?
Okay. So
I'm ready.
if you aren't aware, superlatives are like most likely to XYZ, you know, and then we have
Oh,
to
okay.
pick who is most likely to do
Okay,
this
that's
thing,
fun.
Okay.
That's super
So,
fun.
starting off with a bang, who out of the three of us is
Mhm.
most likely to get arrested?
Kiera.
Me.
I would also say Kiera.
I would also
Mhm.
say Kiera.
Just with the I mean, we already know.
We
already know.
have so many. We're not even gonna get into
Warrants,
it.
Plural out for arrest, you know.
Warrants,
Mhm.
incidents with
It's
the
great.
law.
Pay your fine.
I'm shocked.
Yes.
Pay my fine. I'm shocked.
Okay.
That's not the case.
Most likely to adopt an exotic animal. I feel like
Meredith.
me?
Yeah.
I think so.
Ooh. I was gonna say Casey, but
No.
without Bryce in her life.
No.
Single Casey.
Single Casey.
Mm-mm.
Interesting.
Mm-mm.
Okay, I
See,
like
I
that.
can't even envision her with an animal because you have one A and then B. Like I
That's
think you kind of
true.
enjoy
The different
having something different. Yeah.
I don't want to have to leave my house and be concerned about when I need to get home.
Sure.
Valid. No animals for you.
So yeah,
No animals for Case. All right. Most likely to start a massive fire. Kiara.
Kiara, 100%.
I'm
She's
trying
like
to think of who.
accidentally
Well,
throwing like a
actually,
towel
yeah.
over a candle
Yeah.
or something.
Oh, I thought I blew it
Yeah.
out, and then like it didn't stop.
And then her like fire extinguisher is super expired and doesn't work.
Yeah. And then she
I've
just
had
like
this
starts
since
throwing water on
1995.
it, but it's like not water. It's like vodka on the side of her
Oh.
bed.
That's actually so funny. Yeah. On second thought, same. I was trying to think of like who between the two of you. Nah, it's me.
I like that. Most likely to accidentally spend a fortune.
Kiara.
On fortune period.
Just period. Just accidentally like spend a lot of money.
Now, I don't know if I would say me. I'm gonna go Casey.
Okay, I like that.
But like accidentally on like sourdough stuff. Like you're gonna be like after like 3 years.
Actually, yes.
Like be like,
agree with
wait a
that.
second. All
Be
of that was
I
like
spent
10,000.
$2,000
You
on
guys do remember
sourdough.
who I am married to, do you not?
Well, you're doing this
Again,
under the radar.
Single Casey.
Oh, sorry. single
Joint
Casey.
account.
Joint bank
Casey
account.
doesn't
Casey
get away
cannot
with
do that.
anything.
No.
Oh, yeah, true.
I mean, maybe.
Did you tip 10 cents the other day? Did you
He's like,
round
"My
up at the
books are
grocery
off."
store?
I
Okay.
would still
taking my
stick with
books.
Kara. I don't.
Okay.
Mary,
Well, I
you
stick
didn't
with Case.
answer.
Huh?
You didn't.
No,
answer
I'm
that
saying
one.
you.
Oh, you are.
Yeah.
Ew.
Amazing.
You just get hyper fixated on one thing, and I could see
Well,
you spending a lot
didn't
of
say
money on
I
that
didn't
thing.
say I didn't get hyperfixated. I definitely agree with you there, but I do have some control. I feel, but maybe I don't. I don't know.
We'll never know.
Okay. This is the last one. I'm sorry, I didn't have a
Oh,
long list.
ew! I want more.
I know. I'll do more of these another day. I didn't have a
Okay.
long list of these. Most likely, this is another accidentally. Most likely to accidentally get married.
Kiara.
Probably me. Yeah.
She like
Yeah.
signed
Like
something
Kiara.
and
I
she didn't
probably
realize that
am
it was
married,
She
to be
actually-
honest.
She's married.
I'm probably married to like 5 people on Facebook. On
We all were.
accident.
We all were.
Yeah.
Let's be real.
Yeah.
Do you
I
want to be in a
mean,
relationship on
right?
Facebook and you want to get
On
married?
AOL?
On Club Penguin.
No, do you remember that weird guy from Facebook Marketplace? And he was like, I'm going to take you on a date and I'm trying to sell him my laptop. Like,
Oh, that
he,
guy.
Oh,
me and him are probably
yes.
married. Jane
Probably
Doe
signed
somewhere,
something.
probably married
Jane Doe.
on accident. Sorry.
Sorry to you, Jane.
Sorry to you, Jane. I hate to do that to you, Jane.
Sorry to you, Jane, but who are you?
I come to my first like actual like marriage. I'm like, oh, didn't realize I had 20
I didn't realize
husbands.
my last name is Doe.
That was fun. Unfortunately, all of those were like bad because like they were all on me.
I
and
knew
didn't
as
like
soon
that.
as soon as I knew what superlative meant, I knew that you were gonna win this game,
Yeah.
Kiara.
Also,
I
it's
just
not
knew.
really a winning type of thing.
No, I mean,
Yeah.
everything's a winning.
Okay.
something.
Is
So
it
I-
really
so I
winning if you're getting
won.
the most of them, though?
Yeah,
I mean-
I think in this scenario, probably not. And
It's
I recognize that as somebody who got them.
Who? Yeah.
Yeah,
We love
Oh,
you. We
boy.
loved your
we love
unhinged
you.
lifestyle,
we love
Kiara.
You, Kiara.
That's my unhinged lifestyle. My crazy story.
taking a day trip to New York City. Who
Yeah.
the heck does that? You're
Oh my
amazing.
gosh, I'm so tired, but like I don't even care because I was in New York yesterday. I
Just
was
for
still
the day.
just for the day. 2-hour
Amazing.
flight
You're
for
crazy.
$60. I literally found like a $60 flight. Can I break this down before we wrap up?
I want to save it for next. I want to save it for tomorrow. your New
Oh,
York story.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. Okay.
So we give them a tease, and
Yes.
then
Okay, the
Tease.
tease. That's it.
because I
York
want you
story
to break
tomorrow.
down your New York story because that's really cool. that you
Okay.
did that.
Okay.
Yes.
Next episode, you'll hear
Yes.
the tea.
I love it. Well, thanks for listening, you guys. You can find us on social media. You can send us an email at it'sbeenforeverpod@gmail.com. Sign your
Mhm.
name. We love that.
Mhm.
And yeah, thanks for listening. We'll be back next week.
Love you guys so much. Thanks for
Love you.
listening.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Oh.